Okay, amazing news. So I definitely wanted to share this. This is like, wow, just what I was almost perfectly what I'm looking for here. This is the difference. I mean, one extreme is we get hammered, and we were hoping so much not to get hammered. Like we were just enjoying the fact that we were just winning, and it was like going really good. And we get hammered. It was like the worst thing we could ever want, and that we were just dreading it. And now that we get hit, it's not only hit in our bankroll, but we're hit mentally and emotionally. Okay, and that's why I'm saying this, that roulette is ultimately a psychological game, because we need to be able to withstand hits to our bankroll without getting hit mentally and emotionally, and that's a detachment, that's a strength, that is a survival skill, and literally. So, um, that's one extreme. The other extreme, which I think is where we need to be, because we need to be extreme, otherwise we won't win, um, is looking forward to losses, actually wanting them, so that we can thrive. Because without losses, we don't survive. I mean, in other words, we get crushed. Okay. Um, and here's the example of, this is a standard progression loss situation. Okay, we've gone 171 spins, all right, and we didn't get a hit, and we went ultimately 4 for 239. That's the short-term trend. 4 for 239. It's the medium. This is a medium trend, because the short-term trend is really 37 spins. The medium trend is this 239, and the long-term trend is going to be a recovery picture. But so this is what this looks like. Okay, um, and this is where we're at now. We're back down to 1765. But the good news, the reason why I wanted to record this, is because we're now slightly over expectation, so everything has balanced. See, because we went from see, here's the progression. Here we went over. Look at this, 30% overdue, basically. And okay, and then we got our progression loss. Okay, and then it went worse. It got worse. We went from 30% overdue to 56% overdue. Okay, and then got our progression loss. Okay, and then thankfully, and then look at the timing on this. Right before we get hit with with our progression loss, which is due, because it's due at 303. Okay, and here we are at 294, and I'm saying, why go for how many units? I mean, what is this, like 15 units? For 15 units, why risk it when we're just about to be two? So I cut it off right there. I said 3147. We'll cut it right there. Okay, and we go to level one. And then how many coups later? And this is the key. This is a survival key, is that we're minimizing our statistical exposure as much as possible on our recovery. And then it was one, two, three, four. On the fifth coup, we got hit. We got a progression loss. Now that takes us, and then what I'm so happy about is that now the tables are balanced. It's even. We're now right at expectation. So that's exactly where we want to be. Okay, and so what does it look like on the chart? See, and the fact that we can be perfectly balanced with expectation and have a profit at the same time is amazing. And so, what does that look at? And this shows us, this is what a successful system looks like. And the picture's not complete. We haven't had a black swan event yet, but right now the chances of getting one are vastly reduced, because we're now on an even keel. And so, anyway, we're at 1765 profit. And this is nice. This is very, very nice. This is a cycle, if you will. And so, sure, I mean, we were at 4250. Okay, but see, this is the psychological trap. This is why it's so difficult to win at roulette, because we have these highs that are higher than reality. They are false, false highs, like a sugar high. Roulette is like eating uh, chocolate donuts. We're absolutely in love with the profit. Okay, and so or choose your flavor of donut. If you don't like chocolate, you want chocolate cherry donuts or chocolate strawberry donuts, chocolate jelly donuts. And we get the sugar high, okay, and that's what this is. It's a sugar high. It's an unrealistic high. It's a high that goes beyond probability. It's like we're being flattered beyond our actual ability. The emperor has no clothes, and that's what we're looking at right here. Okay, and then reality sinks in, and all of a sudden we're cut in half. You know what I mean? This is more than half actually. Um, but I mean, they're brought down to size, as you will, if you will. And so that's what roulette's all about. It's about taking an ego hit. Okay, we take an ego hit. Okay, and this is what a correction. In other words, we're being corrected. We've gone outside the bounds of reality. Our ego's inflated, and now we're being insulted or corrected, if you will. We would take it as an insult, but in reality, it's reality. So, what do we want? Reality, or do you want to throw a tantrum like a little child? Okay, so it's far better to deal with reality. So that's what this is, reality. Okay, and then we get a more ego inflation, and we get up here. Oh yeah, everything's perfect. The universe is everything. Whoa, whoa. Okay, now we're down to 1750. Okay, reality again. But but then we look and we see we have improvement. We have improvement. So we should rejoice in our correction and in the manifestation of reality. The fact that we're confronted with reality. Okay, and continue. That's the whole purpose of scrapping. This is the key to scrapping skills, is keeping the incline up, so that every time we go through this cycle we go up, up, up. And then when we get the worst cycle, and the worst cycle looks like this, when we go boom, ba boom, okay, we get a normal hit and then double a normal hit. Okay, at that point we're cutting it off. Because why? Because we understand that we could be facing a very, very serious reality that is beyond our ability to actually cope with it. And so we need to detach ourselves. Okay, it's like a turtle going into the shell. Okay, we literally have to disengage. And if we're in the midst of ego issues, which is very easy to be an ego issue, because number one, whoa, look at this, 2,500 units in profits. And we took another loss. Okay, let's get back up and go to 3,000. But we didn't. We went down to, oh my gosh, 1,000. It's like, oh, I just got hit in the stomach. I mean, how this we have to fight, and we get hit, and we have to fight. Oh no! See, now we're down to negative 1,500. Okay, so that's where the ego. This is where our ego traps us into making these mistakes. Okay, it's a psychological trap, mental and emotional trap, an ego-based trap. And so this is the picture we haven't seen yet, but this is part of survival, roulette survival, and a positive incline on recovery. Okay, right here, where we say, no, I'm stopping right now at 1,000 units. Stopping. I don't care if I'm down over 50%. I don't care if I'm down over 100%. Well, not 100, but at 50%. I'm down 50%. I don't care. I'm dealing with reality. I actually have 1,000 units in profit. I don't care how much of it down. No, I'm dealing with reality. Stop it. Okay? No ego. Just deal with reality. Okay? And then we just basically keep spinning until we know that things have reversed. Okay? And then we go back in. And then what that looks like in reality is the difference. Okay? Is look from this chart to this chart. Okay, so instead of down to negative 1500, we actually are down to plus 200, and then plus 1800. Okay, so what reality is better, plus 1800 or negative 1500, or plus 250, if you will? I mean, this is a scrapping as well. This is a dangerous scrapping that you don't want to do. But it worked. Okay, and how long it will continue to work, or if it will, I don't know. It's pretty dangerous. I think we're pretty vulnerable by using this method that I was successful in. It is a scrapping method. I don't like it. It's too extreme, and I think this is stupid. There's no need to do that. What would you rather? Ultimately, from here to here, all this hard work, and all you have is 250, 275 units, 300 units, whatever. Yeah, 315 units, 312, whatever it is. I mean, which is more efficient? You know, here at 300 units, or here at almost 1800 units, like 6 times, 5 to 6 times the amount of profit. Okay, well, obviously, this is better. It just makes more sense. Okay, and it's the restraining of our ego. We cut it off. Okay, no, 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 no. I'm not going to continue here. I'm waiting. And then, okay, so I got hit with a normal drawdown that corrected. Yeah, drawdown's correct too. But we have to make sure that the correction from a drawdown is greater than the correction from a updraw. And that's what it is. That's what roulette is all about. And it's suspension of the ego. Our ego cannot be involved. If we have an ego, it has to be an ego to survive, a successful ego, an informed ego, an aggressively extreme, dedicated to survival ego. Okay. Um, and that's what a roulette system should be all about. Okay, and a pseudo system only covers the surface, only skims the surface of this. Just achieving this, and hoping this doesn't happen too much, and just keep achieving this. And it's unrealistic. It's Cheerios. It's chocolate jelly donuts. It's fake nutrition. It isn't real. It's reality. It's a fantasy. Okay, and fantasy is what kills all of us in roulette. Okay, so where are we? What's the reality picture? Okay, so we were at 3200, 3147. Okay, and then we got kicked down now to, let's see, 1765. Okay, so we went up a little bit and then down to 1765, which is like right here. Okay, so that's not bad. I mean, we're treading water. Okay, here's the drawdown, and then bang, and when we got a second drawdown, we weren't down here. Okay, no, we were right about at the area that we were before. So we're treading water. That's a good picture. That is a good statistical picture right there. Okay, now what we are expecting, we are very healthy now. We are healthier than we were. Okay, like right here we were unhealthy because we had a statistical disparity, if you will. The statistical disparity here from 1750 is that we are 56% still, yeah, versus 202. I mean, that's 57% already towards another progression loss. That's why we had to cut this off so soon, is because we're out of whack. Okay, at this point, we're out of whack, and that's not. I don't like that. That's dangerous. I don't like it. It's close to a black swan event. I mean, where we've had too much positive variance, and it's gonna correct. Okay, and it will. It absolutely will. So we want a statistically healthy picture, which is what we just accomplished by that second drawdown. Okay, because now we're back to 1750 again. Okay, but the statistical picture is so much better. Now we're at 3299, which is like, yes, just where we want to be. Okay, we don't like it starting at a disadvantage. I mean, that's not It's not what we're looking for. Not in the short term, not in the long term. We don't want any of that. We want balance or even a little bit negative. Even if we get some more chop. In other words, if we can chop would be we come down here, then we come back up, and we come back down again. Oh yeah, it's even better because now we're negative. We're at 1750 in profit, and we now are uh, having more losses than expected. That's what we really want. More losses than expected. So chop is our friend because it actually turns the odds into our favor. That's where we're looking for an upward move. Statistically, that way it's more probable, and that's what we want because if you have a statistically a more probable um, positive expectation, it takes, and then we get a negative expectation, it won't be as strong as if the reverse. That's why when we have it's more probable that we have a drawdown. That's dangerous because then when the drawdown occurs, it has more strength. Okay, so you're following me. The psychology totally changes. It's counterintuitive. That's why we have to inform our ego and face reality and have a realistic system that's based on statistical reality. So that's my 2 cents for the day, and I wish you the very best. Absolutely wish you the very best on this. Thanks for your patience.